Oh shit, we're streaming. I guess I won't use that password anymore. Jesus Christ. I can't believe I'm finally done. This is so weird. I think they've been upgrading internet security at my ISP. I think Cox has changed the authentication mechanism for their DNS servers because I haven't been able to resolve a damn thing. But I guess after a factory reset style, putting a pin in the reset hole of this freaking Nighthawk Darkwing Duck Netgear fucking router, yeah, I was gonna lose my shit. I needed a pain pill and a fucking cigarette. And I was thinking about my ZTA cocktail and doing a whippet. So that's what I really wanted, but I had to get my fucking head on straight. God damn, what a hassle. And I'm just like, why isn't my DNS resolving? If I go into NS lookup and set the server to 4/8 with dots, yeah, it's like fine, I can look up anything. But if I use my own goddamn ISP, and for some reason, if I set my resolve.conf to the 4/8 and the 2/4s and the 2/8s, vice versa, less dyslexic, yeah, well, it still wasn't working. I don't know, man. I must have been like doing some Mac spoofing on my router, probably copying my PC's Mac address, not my Macintosh. Nobody calls it a Macintosh anymore. Way to date yourself. Still, though, no. I know. It's okay. Where's my alien tape? Should I use alien tape or electrical tape? I think I'll use electrical tape. Should I use red, yellow, green, white, or blue electrical tape? I think I'll use blue because it almost looks like purple. That's basically my favorite color next to black. I like black. It reminds me of when I don't have nightmares. Like, I might have had a good night's rest if I had no nightmares. If that's the case, then I guess I was dreaming of blackness. Because that's what I remember when I don't have nightmares. Alright, here, I'll fold the tape over into a loop. Hey, is this thing working? This camera is stuck on a free frozen image. That's weird. Alright, deactivate. Activate. Is it on? That's not on. It's like I'm not having a nightmare. That's cool. But the thing is I'm not asleep. So that's not comforting at all. Here, alright. The blue electrical tape. Alright, here we go. Here we go. I got this. God damn, I swear, the state of internet security is great, I guess. Except it's getting impossible for me to do anything, it feels like. I don't know. It's like everybody's gonna need a network administrator pretty soon. Does that mean I'll be looking for a job? I don't know, man. That's a lot of responsibility I don't want. I'd much rather be a programmer, a developer, because, hey, the admin is directly responsible for all the users. But at the same time, if you're the developer, you make the software that all the users use. So if anything goes wrong with that, you're even more responsible for their problems than the admin. But the admin has to do that shit on a daily basis. That would suck. Alright, I can live with that. I can't live with this anymore. Ah, feels good. Take off my girdle. Man, I've got to figure out a way to aerate this thing. I've got to turn it into Swiss fucking cheese so I can breathe. I could shoot it with my gun a bunch of times. I'll bet that would be the quickest and most fun way to do that. That's a great idea. Oh, but what if I hit a critical component, like the drawstring? Then I'd have to, like, find that piece and tie it in a knot and reattach it. And then it probably wouldn't withdraw and extend so smoothly because the knot would kind of get in the way and slow things down, huh? Whatever. Neither here nor there. Alright, I had the cigarette. I had the opioid. I haven't had a drink in about a million years. Oh, it's empty. That's probably why. I forgot. Well, if this doesn't make me happy, nothing will. Probably nothing will. Oh, last journal entry. Yeah, I know. For the day. Look, man, if I'm gonna work on something that might cause spontaneous enlightenment, I'm not gonna. I gotta document that. If I get spontaneous, wouldn't it be a shame to get spontaneous enlightenment and not document it? That would be a shame. Granted, I don't think that's really gonna happen because it's not that easy, from what I understand. But then again, there is that famous story of the guy that got a whop on the top of the head and got sudden enlightenment. I don't know what to think of that, but I wonder how that guy's life turned out. Was he really enlightened? You could probably tell if you studied and like what, followed what the guy did after he got the nirvana or whatever. Yeah, right. He was all confused and like asking the master stupid questions, and the master took out his stick and went whomp on top of the head, and the student got sudden enlightenment right then and there. I'd rather get it like the guy that got fucking whatchamacallit, the sudden enlightenment from the flower. That sounds like a much more pleasant way to get it than the whop on the head. You know, if the Buddha shows you a flower and you go, oh, I see, I'm enlightened. Holy shit. Life is suffering and I don't have to suffer anymore. Right? And it's like, oh, that's, yeah, that kind of sucks to get nirvana from a whomp on the head, because that would cause me suffering. I'm unhealthy. Oh, that would give me a headache. I'm sorry, I probably wouldn't perceive it as nirvana or whatever if I had got a headache from it. I'd probably think of it as brain freeze from my. Oh, that is pretty good. Hmm. Yeah, let's stir it a little more. Mm-hmm. That'd be a nice way to get enlightenment. Huh? A sip of a nice orange Yasari ZTA cocktail. Dude, I was talking to this guy at the Circle K when I got this earlier. I was waiting in line and I couldn't help myself. It was really boring. And I says to this guy, nice hair, dude. And he didn't know I was talking to him. So I said, hey, buddy, I'm talking to you. Nice hairdo. And he's like, oh, thanks. And, you know, he was like, yeah, I'm a rocker. That's what he said next. I'm a rocker. Yeah, I'm a rocker. You can tell by the color of my hair and the clothes that I wear that I'm a rocker. I'm a rocker. That's an Anti-Nowhere League song. I know that, and I'll never forget that. But if I get Alzheimer's, at least I can reference this video of the time I got enlightenment watching the Tara video as I imported it to upload to the Internet Archive. I seriously doubt if I'm going to get enlightenment. But you never know when you start to fuck around with this Buddhist shit. You never fucking know if it's gonna happen. It could. It's kind of like, more than likely you're not gonna blow up your house if, if you don't fuck around with chemistry sets. Yeah, right? No doubt. Or I suppose you could leave the stove or the oven. The stove? They both use gas, I suppose. Granted, this uses gas. Yeah. Yeah, you can still blow up the house even if you don't own a chemistry set. I suppose. I think most shit's electrical these days. For that very reason, though. But it's like you can get a gas stove. A gas oven stove combo. It's not like as if it doesn't exist. It does exist. And so, what was that about? Blowing up the house? Oh, shit. You can tell by the clothes that I wear and the color of my hair that I'm a rocker. I'm a rocker. Dude, Anti-Nowhere League is so fucking cool. I swear, man. I hate they were tainted by Metallica's uncoolness. It's such a letdown. Granted, Robert Trujillo is still Robert Trujillo. I mean, if he's in Metallica, I hate him and he's stupid. But it's like, at least I can reference the cool shit that he's done. Like the Infectious Grooves, the Suicidal Tendencies, and the Jaco Pastorius documentary that he produced. Because, like, I was listening to some Jaco earlier, and I didn't recognize it at first, but it was basically the one punk rock, or non-punk rock thing in my iTunes library on the fucking Mac. Yeah. And I'm just like, hey, this isn't fucking punk rock. This must be Jaco. What is this, the weather dudes or something? Is this like, whatever it was, it gave me goosebumps, and I almost started to cry because it was so beautiful. The background vocals, the ladies were all like, "Wah!" And like the guitars and Jaco himself. What a fucking guy, man. I swear to God, I feel like I'm turning into Jaco sometimes, except I have no desire to hang out with the homeless. I mean, I kinda do, but I'm not gonna leave my bug out box to do it. It's like, it's not that important. I guess it was really important to Jaco. He was sleeping in the goddamn park when he got his head stomped in or whatever happened. It's been a minute since I watched that documentary. I actually bought that fucking thing at Guitar Center. I think it was $15. I think it was. It was on sale. I know that much. It might have been cheaper. It was affordable. That's why I got it. But it was well made. Robert Trujillo is a pretty respectable guy, but I can't respect him because he's in Metallica and they suck. They always have. They're not metal. They're sellout fucking pop metal. They're not thrash. Anthrax. Slayer. Oh, yeah. Fucking Anthrax, Slayer. Like, Megadeth. They're thrash. Fucking Metallica's not thrash. They're just like posers, dude. And I don't care what you think of Kirk Hammond or Big Papa Het or Lars the Farts, man. It's like, give me a break. They're just sellout, phony, fake-ass, lame-ass wannabes. till the day they die. And you can listen to Kirk Hammett's Memories of San Francisco Bay Area all day long for all I fucking care. They mean nothing to me. Because they ruined Napster, which was like freedom embodied. Talk about First Amendment free speech. That's Napster, baby. Back when it was good. You know what I'm talking about? It's like there's this battle between copyright, royalty, intellectual property, reciprocation, right? It's like, oh, you had an idea once. Let's pay you the rest of your life because it's so fucking important. Yeah, where's my money? I invented video games and more. Oh, what? I didn't do it the right way? I didn't implement it using a lawyer? Yeah, I was like this tall. So what? Yeah, exactly, man. So what? That's the way I feel about it. Yeah, you had an idea. Well, why don't you sell it and people will buy it as long as it's a good idea? Right? Like, why do we have to fucking pay you for the rest of our lives every time we hear it? That's retarded. That's backwards logic. That logic is so backwards, it would make an artificial intelligence crash, if you ask me, motherfucker. That's why Metallica are a bunch of fucking phony sellout assholes that ruin the world. Practically. Granted, the world already was ruined. God, I gotta chill out. My attitude is so lousy. At least I can tell my blood pressure isn't high. My attitude may suck, but it's like I could give a fuck about Metallica, so my blood pressure isn't high. If I actually cared one shit about Metallica, my blood pressure would be raised as I rant on about what lamers they are. But because of the fact I could care less, I can rant on endlessly and tell you like multiple ways how they totally got it backwards and why their music sucks because of it. Like, my favorite song of Metallica's is Blackened. I think it's the first track off of Justice for All. You know? It's like it's pretty good, but it means nothing. It's like there's no context. You know? Even if it's a good song. And that's about their only good song. Trust me. And if you think Master of Puppets is their best song, well, you're a conformist. Congratulations. I applaud you, because I don't have that ability. If I had the ability to conform, my life would be much comfier. I know this. And I'm talking to myself, but I'm practicing for the speech that I give when I get declared president of the world, because I want to conquer the world and give all the idiots a brand new religion, put an end to poverty, uncleanliness, and toil, and equality, and beat the corporations to the children, and save the whales, and have peace on earth and global communion, baby. That's what I promise you. And if I fall short on that promise, I'm sorry. I never got to rule the world. But at the same time, even if I only delivered half of those things, that would be the greatest president ever. Man. And those ideas aren't even original. I think Greg Graffin probably came up with them. It might have been Mr. Brett. I mean, I don't know. There's a few songwriters in Bad Religion. But those sound like Greg Graffin lyrics to me. And so what? What, aren't they phony sellouts too? Not really. Oh, but they play on MTV. So what? Who cares? Who cares what you do? Who cares about you? You! Man, MTV's great. And if you think that's sellout bullshit, you really don't get it. If making money off music makes you a sellout, you really don't get it. It's basically about integrity and what you are about. And if you make fucking thrash metal, but you're really living for money and fucking everybody's freedom up in an effort to make more money, that's ridiculous, dude. I will never respect you until the day I die. I promise you that. You can never get me to respect you if all that you care about is your filthy lucre, alright, homeboy, homegirl, home tranny? You can just wallow in your filthy lucre and swim in it like Scrooge McDuck in his big coin vault, which would be awesome. But I like to imagine Scrooge McDuck is actually a good guy and would let me come over and swim. And if there was any coins in my trunks, he'd probably say, ahem, here, Jigger. I'm sorry. I can't. Maybe I... If it's not Scottish, it's crap. Yeah, see, I can't do it. I'm not the ogre. Shrek. I'm not Shrek. I'm not Scrooge McDuck. And I'm not that. If it's not Scottish. I just don't do accents. I can do voices.
Like if I told you this, I'm a chipmunk. Hey, everybody! Woo! Walk like an Egyptian. Walk like an Egyptian.
You know, right? Yeah, or maybe like...
Maybe you'd like it better if I talked like some kind of a golem. Oh, my precious.
Yeah, JJ, I like it when you talk like that. That's all practically how I feel when I'm freaking out. What is my precious? My precious is my comfort, because I'm so uncomfortable all the time. I mean, I have diseases and injuries. Of course I am. I'm addicted to opioids. Of course I'm uncomfortable. Give me a fucking break. I could try to sing like, or I could try to imitate like, Gigi Allen.
Yeah, sluts in the city. Walk like this. Sluts in the city. Walk like this. Sluts in the city. Walk and talk like I'm a slut and a sleazy whore.
And I don't think that was really good. Because, like, Gigi's got this own kind of, like, voice that I can't really... It's kind of gritty, but at the same time, it's smooth and sweet, like a pop star. Like, if you've ever heard Gigi Allen on the recordings sing, gimme, 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 gimme some head, I like the nasty things that you do to me in bed, like, he sounds like he's about ready for the radio, but with the, but with those lyrics back in that era, that never would have happened. Whatever. I could tell that he was at that point in his life, in his adulthood, where he had gotten away from his reclusive wooden cabin in the hills of, what was it, Vermont? I forget. I heard his brother Merle talk all about it, and his psycho father that used to hold the family hostage during his paranoid bouts of whatever it was. I can't call it schizophrenia because I don't know the guy that well, but it sounds like paranoia nonetheless. If you're forcing your family to... I remember this one time, dude. My father wasn't really a paranoid person. Like, he did have his own little conspiracy theories, and sometimes they'd get a little bit racist, and I was just like, dude, you can't blame the Jews for being rich. Like, they're smart. That's not their fault. Come on, Father, don't do the anti-Semitic thing. That's so cliche. But he was so poor and so desperate for respect and recognition, and he had so few friends, you know, and most of his friends were like, you know, Hispanic or natives, Native Americans, or like, he had his white trash friends too, his trailer trash homies. Yeah, he really had those friends when me and my mom split and went to the shelter, and he's just drinking himself to death in the trailer park with his white trash friends. Granted, they weren't trash. Scott was a really good guy. He saved my old man's life. He called the ambulance. So, but whatever. You know what I mean when I say white trash. If I say that, you're automatically thinking of a trailer park, aren't you? Because you're racist. But it's okay, because we all have to survive. We're all competing. Like, what does Ozzy Osbourne say? He says, I'm going off the rails on the crazy train. Millions of people living as foes. Or does he say billions? I forget. But you know what he's talking about. It's not just politics, baby. It's like, yeah, the nations are paranoid about their borders and defending them, but also there's the whole marketplace aspect of it all. So it's like the competition never ends, right? It's like you go to sleep, you wake up, and the competition is still happening. While you were sleeping, they were still competing. So you can either wake up and get into the competition as well, for whatever reason. What do you hope to win, huh? Some more money? Why don't you go hang out with Metallica, you poser? I have no respect for you. Life isn't supposed to be a rat race. But, you know, if you're super greedy, you're just gonna make it a rat race. You know? And that's, I think, where the anti-Semitism thing comes in, because people get jealous. And the Hebrew people, the Jewish people are so clever, like Jerry Seinfeld. They're so intelligent. I think people assume that they must be brainstorming all day long. You know? Like they don't sleep or something, because they've always got something clever to say. Like funny and like poignant. You know? Like seriously, have you ever had any Jewish friends? They're pretty fun. They can be. You know? I mean, not all of them, but I mean, it's not uncommon. And like, you know, it's just life hurts us. It beats the fuck out of us because we're billions of people living as foes, as all these. You got to listen to my words, cause I'm going off the rails on a crazy train.